Okay. Party people, gamble away.
That I'm very jealous of Josiah's ice cream right now, and I didn't grab any.
What kind of ice cream is it?
It's the kind that isn't made of ice cream and is actually just granola.
Oh no!
That's not as good.
Not ice cream. It's just straight up like granola and shaved almonds.
It still sounds pretty good.
Really good though.
It is good, but it's not ice cream.
Now I want ice cream. Alright. Are we gonna gamble a little bit more then go to bed, or are we going to bed now?
I mean,
I think that's on you.
I am happy to gamble some more, but it depends on what kind of gambling we want to do.
I think we should wait.
Okay. I'm gonna wait actually downstairs for How to let me know what happened with that.
Okay, so they're going upstairs. They're basically going to the room.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's staying with me.
But... if no one else is, Rofi would stay with you. Teams of two. Always teams of two.
Go back to the room, I think.
The room
I'll
you
leave
buy.
my doll, though, you're saying.
Ah, that makes sense.
Is my doll setting off the alarms?
No.
That's good.
Interesting. Well, I guess because it's a soul.
You head up to the room. The room you have is beautiful. It's a large sort of circular room with little bedrooms off to the side. Each bedroom is larger than your bedroom back home and has its own little bookshelf, a little desk, little setup, and then there's a nice space in the middle where there is food set up for you. Quite a lot of food as well, actually. Basically a little feast. Hal downstairs will come up and will say, well, it seems that the gentleman who ordered you the food and oversaw it being sent over has fled the building. They were a drow figure. That's all I could get.
You have a physical description by any chance? Not that it will help necessarily, but
I could tell you that they were tall, and all of them are tall.
Right.
And wow. I would tell you the clothing they're in, but I think they might have shed it.
Clothing they're in is at least good, because that is giving me information about what they're trying to present as.
They said they were wearing a red cloak with fur upon it. It's
fancy.
Note.
Thank you very much for your help, Hal.
I will keep an eye out for anyone else following his description, but unfortunately the description itself was quite lackluster.
And who did you get the description from?
Well, that would be one of our servers who was foolish enough to complete this request and allow the man to oversee it, where no doubt he dropleted some poison into the food.
No doubt. But in order to allow a man to oversee a process like that, you have to get fairly acquainted with the man, which means that he either didn't give you a full description because he didn't want to, at fear for risking his job if the man was caught, or he didn't want to because he was in on the scheme. So
there's also always the option that they are an idiot.
Yes, I try not to live by that rule, but I should never attribute anything to malice that could be attributed to ignorance. That's also an idiom, if you want to use that one. Now,
well, I am sorry for the lapse in revelry that this has caused, and if it
I have
bring
enjoyed
you
this
some more joy, then I can guarantee that the server will be punished for allowing this to happen.
Normally, for punishment like that, I do like to do the work myself, just because it's a matter of pride. I won't ask that. This is a situation where he is very much under your domain. I'm not actually worried about punishment. I would rather simply request that it not happen again. And I'm sure that you can handle that, Hal, and I appreciate you overseeing this so much. You've been such a great kind help as well, and I'm certain that we'll be back down here tomorrow enjoying the revelry just as much as we did today.
Please enjoy your nice rest.
Thank you, I will. And Rakat bows deeply. And can I make a perception or insight check to see if there are any servers watching warily?
Yes!
Ooh, yeah.
I'm going to do insight for this one, personally. Damn it. It's not very good. Yeah, tough to tell.
What if he does an awkward bow with you?
Yeah,
It's not good at bowing.
Yeah.
Similar to how Rakaf does an awkward bow because he's so hunched. You do an awkward bow because you've got the same amount of backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good little swim.
Has trouble getting back up.
We all know what that's like.
Okay. So there was, as far as I can tell, there were no servers watching How.
No.
I am.
A few of them seem to be intimidated by him, but he does seem to be, you know.
He's just a present.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually going to walk up to Greeter. The other gnome.
That guy is outside of this building. At the front gate. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna just walk up to him and I'm just going to say, "Hello, Greeter. I don't know if you've... Yes, you remember me! Ah, good.
It is my duty to remember everyone who comes and goes. Would you be needing your beetle if you are leaving?
I'm not leaving. I actually had a question for you on the topic of remembering everybody who comes and goes. There was an individual who fled the complex after attempting to poison my friends. He was a drow, wearing a red cape with fur. We believe he shed that, but he may not have before he left the door.
I am sorry that happened to you, but it is unfortunately policy and code to not disclose who comes and goes to everyone.
Then please disclose it to Hal, if possible, and if you have a better description, please give that to him. He is currently trying to look after the matter for me.
I understand. Yes, okay.
Thank you very much. All right. Have a lovely evening. And fire to the room.
As we start walking back, Murphy's just going to say, this whole making friends thing is really useful.
Yes, that is why I do it. People always look at me very funny, but if you speak nicely to people, you'll often find that you can, what is it? What was this saying? Win more humans with honey than you can with vinegar, as they say.
Huh.
Yes. It's a bit of an odd saying.
Writes it down.
Yes. Return to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Betty buys?
I've been by myself this whole time.
No, you have Voss.
Okay, cool.
Which means
I don't
that
like to be alone.
Yeah.
I would have left.
You have your own room you can be alone in.
No. I don't like to be alone. Why would I want to be alone?
I like being alone. Away from you lot.
You know that.
They come back up to the room. Bed buys. Anything any of you want to do over the night? You weirdos.
Rofi, not to be an imposition, but are you able to put up any form of, alarm?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I will do that to the prep point and spell point and alarm.
Window specifically would be helpful. If there are windows.
There's one big window on the main room. It has a little bit of a balcony as well. Okie doke.
I'm actually going to spend some time out on that balcony tonight too. Just
okay.
Look at the location. I'm assuming it's bright like Las Vegas is bright. And
less so because this window actually looks outside. So
nice.
You have kind of the light pollution glow. And then just the aether light and the light of the forest. You can kind of hear the music outside, a little muffled.
On the outskirts, around the forest, by any chance, is there any, like, parties, scouting, anything?
You can
like,
give me a perception check?
Any people hanging around outside the outskirts?
We are rolling great tonight.
Your eyes aren't very good in that kind of dark.
We'll work on that. Well, I was gonna bug Boss for it, but I'm not actually going to. I don't think Rakat would care enough for that. So
Okay. Betty buys?
Hey, guys.
Betty buys.
How warm is it here?
A little warmer than Narashiro, I guess.
Okay. Rakath is like a little bit more nude than he usually is. And
I knew that was coming.
yeah, I mean, just his shirt off and a lot of scars and lumps and terrible visceral biting marks and things like that. Some of them drow mouth sized and others pound sized would be a good description.
I guess I'll spend this time bandaging my finger.
You need help with that.
No, it's fine.
Why is your finger like that?
Someone bit it.
Who bit? Why would anyone bite you?
Doesn't
Wait,
matter.
was it Lady Devescos?
No.
You said
I mean, yes, I guess, in a way. Not the one you're thinking of.
Yuna?
I
How
don't
did you-
bite.
How did you not
Much.
bite? Rack. I'll leave you two to your business.
Not helping Raka.
I'm always helping Yuna.
Merely a flesh wound. It's of no cause for concern.
Rakath is gonna pick up Rofi and go into one of the rooms. And Voss alone for a little bit.
And nothing happens.
I will actually. I assume that Voss like trances while sitting down, like in lotus position.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume that's correct. I am going to trance back to back with him.
How
That
cute.
is the equivalent of drow sex. Let's be real.
That's spooning.
No.
That's drow spooning. That's very cute.
It's like the precursor to spooning.
It is.
Okay.
I assume Voss doesn't say anything about it.
No, not a word. They'll just let you might, like, when you sit down back to back, feel like a very slight, like, shift in, like, oh, there's a person there now. It's like obvious who it is, but like, it doesn't say anything.
Well, it's certainly not Rakath. You would feel a lot more bumps.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite an easy process of elimination.
Just like a comfortable silence, I guess. you
Yeah.
could describe.
Silence is interrupted by a slight clattering on the balcony. Can you two roll me perception checks?
Yeah.
You hear the clattering.
Thank God.
Ooh, good.
Voss, you see a grappling hook and lodge between some of the spokes on the balcony's frame.
Wait until they're almost up and cut the fucking
That was
thing.
exactly what I was gonna say. This is literally one of those moments where it's just like eyes open. Like, I just grab my sword and just go over to the balcony.
Are you gonna stealth it?
I'll try to. I'll try to. No.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, I try to, but I'm wearing my. Actually, that would be a disadvantage anyways because I'm wearing my armor.
You see a drow figure climbing up, wearing quite clearly drow, despite the fact they're wearing this all-covering brass helmet. Kind of.
How high up are we?
Oh, you'd be at least 3. Well, you're 3 stories from the ground floor in Paradise, which would probably be another story up from the ground itself. So 4 stories, so around 35, 40 feet.
Okay.
I
Well, damage.
So as I'm getting up and very loudly walking over to the other side of the room.
Can
I'll
I
just
make a perception check?
say,
Yeah, but this is.
Yeah, I was literally just about to ask Yuna if she could wake you guys. But if you just hear it, that's even better.
Nope.
Sleepy boy!
I'll just look to Yuna and very calmly say, it would seem our assailants have finally come to finish the deed.
Oh, have they not tripped the alarms yet?
They haven't come in.
No.
Well, could you trip the alarm by opening the door? Or the window, rather.
I don't know. Does it work like that?
It's
Yeah,
people.
so he passes through it.
Cool. I'll pass
People,
through
not
it.
objects, right?
I'll just say it's very wise. I will pass through it. That's true.
That depends on whether Tesh would set it up that way, which I imagine he would have, to be fair.
Just shakes Rakath. The alarm went off and starts pulling out his stuff out of his backpack.
I am going to stealth out.
I was about to say, Rofi would not stealth out. Rofi would do the hey at the doorway with like the hand with the sword.
And Rakath is very slowly creeping behind him and just
I wondered why you made the pistol.
out of the way. And then moves along the wall beside.
At this point, the guy is moments from climbing onto the balcony. Has drawn a blade.
I'm gonna run out there and try to cut the rope.
I suppose it's an initiative check.
Yup.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever, we'll use the Banshee, who gives a shit. Not me. Oli, who gives a shit. Smith. Oh, it's a good roll. It's a banger of a roll.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
But it's not better than Voss. Voss, you do get the first turn. This guy is just, you know, 5 feet below you, I guess. He's on the last little bit of the rope climbing up.
I hate to ask, is it better than Voss?
All
Is that
bosses didn't
old
update.
Voss?
Oh no, I rolled a. Oh no, it didn't update from earlier. Yeah, I had a 16.
I'm so sorry. I know I could have just not said anything, but it's.
I didn't even notice that either. No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so that Voss is in good position, but not good enough! Despite how much he tried to cheat the system. He does not
How could you,
succid.
Boss?
The
Trying to
drow assassin will kind of jump up onto the lip of the balcony's frame, wearing leathers with this brass helmet, and will just look down at Voss and will say, "You consort with monsters and slaves. You're a disgrace." And will give you a nice friendly, very friendly, not bad at all, not bad for you at all, little attackerino.
We got there in the end.
not poisoned.
You want the 16?
Definitely not a poison.
That is going to be a strike, just a quick slice with a fairly ornate-looking dagger. But you know it's not the steel that cuts hard, it's the poison upon the blade. Although it does deal 6 piercing damage.
Whew.
Can I just say that it's really funny that we did so many things wrong here that I don't even know what this assassin is attacking.
I know.
That's one of the magical things.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
okay.
cute.
If he's alive, we can find out.
You know what I was really
It's going to deal
hoping for is-
18 poison damage on the first attack.
I was hoping 2 assassins would bump into each other on the back and be like,
Related.
The second strike against you, you manage to parry.
Okay.
and now it's bad.
Actually, it would have done some extra sneak attack damage. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
It would have done an additional 8 piercing.
So how much is that all together? It was 6 plus 8 plus 18. Okay.
Yeah. That's how much.
Fuck.
Now it's your turn.
So he just did 32 damage to me. Okay, copy that.
Well,
Great.
It was a
Well, in that
very
case-
good cut.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that he has sneak attack.
Hmm?
Because I'm annoyed that he has sneak attack. That's not how my sneak attack works. What a dick.
That's how it
Different
works.
sneak attack.
No.
I'll give you a little hint. He was first on initiative order.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know exactly why he has it. I'm just mad that I don't have it. That's all.
Okay.
Make yourself have it.
You're just
Be
gonna
the
see
sneak attack you want to
Boss
see in the world.
clearly feeling that sweet poison coursing through his veins. He just sneers at him and says, "That's big talk from somebody who uses a coward's weapon, such as poison, you degenerate scum." And I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to fighting spirit, give myself advantage and some sweet, sweet temporary HP. And I am going to use my bonus action to focus on him with the Shadow Dragon Mask, and then attack him twice. Real
Okey
good,
dokes.
like.
Okie dokes.
And we're gonna see how this plays out.
That is gonna be a hit. He lives.
Don't kill him outright, Voss.
Second attack is a 15.
That is going to be a miss.
Copy that.
First attack is a brutal hit that makes him fall backwards off the balcony, which he grabs so that your next swing hits the stonework before he lifts himself back up. Bleeding quite heavily, the white stone turning red beneath him.
That's my turn.
Ropey!
So,
Standing like a fucking space marine, pistol in one hand, sword in the other, both way too big for the little dude.
oh yeah, 100%. Now, I still haven't used the elemental overload that I loaded all so long ago because I never got to use it. Yeah,
That's a hit. Yeah. So that's the kill. Can you describe what happens as you shoot this guy? He like lifts himself up off the balcony after an amazing dodge and about to say something.
So can I say he like does the thing where he flings back onto the thing, or if he shoots his foot.
There's like a as you kind of hear the rope fall, and then
We needed him alive. We needed information.
you look over the balcony and his body is still sparking with lightning. You can see the skeleton kind of.
I spit blood on him off the balcony and then look over at Ropey and just say, "Well done."
Ropey just looks at the thing and is like, all right, I forgot I did that.
I'm going to go get him.
I walk downstairs and go pick up the body and bring him back upstairs.
You try to go back in through the gate with the body, and it's like, it's a different guard because the kind of cycles have changed. Excuse me, sir.
He just tried to kill us from our balcony. I'm bringing him back up to do some investigation.
Can you give me a persuasion check?
Very unhappy.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he's just so angry.
Like, he's just done, is the thing. He looks like...
must be Master Rakath. Please, if you would take him to the Enclave's morgue. We can't have you just leaving a body around willy-nilly.
Absolutely. Please direct me that way. That would be delightful. And if you could let How know, that would be also extremely helpful. Thank you.
I'll lead you into probably the best, well-kept morgue you've ever been in.
I've been in some good morgues. I don't know, Ollie.
That's why I said it.
All right. Impressive. Impressive.
It's not necessarily spacious, but it's very organized. And the little drawers, they're actually mechanical. They are mechanical drawers like we would have in a morgue because they're gnomes and they can kind of do that kind of thing. They're also plus size for anyone who dies of eating a little too much here.
Yeah.
Which is very common.
Which is okay.
You could set up there. There's no one here because it's nighttime, but that guard will kind of wait and Hal will send word to you guys.
Do you also have someone who deals with... I know you have clerics, but do you have specifically investigative clerics? A coroner, if you will.
Yes, but they are currently sleeping.
Of course, of course. Not a rush, just making sure that if I were to say leave the body here, it would be in good hands.
Yes, it would. Hal would send a message to your party, and it would come down to the morgue.
I'm going to do some investigation.
On the way down, Rofi's just like to Yuna. I didn't realize I'd loaded it up with the extra thing, and it's just, oops.
It's okay, Rofi. I'll give him a hug.
My bonus action to heal.
Rofi's not having a good day of panic shooting things.
The what kind of walk into beside Rakath and will say, I think I please illuminate me on what happened to end up with this deceased individual.
Voss, why don't you explain? I'm going to start working.
I'm gonna take my tools out as well, and
Yeah.
I want to investigate, but I know there's probably I know how he died, so I'm not really doing a medicine check. I'm wanting to do more just a strict investigation to determine if there's any
investigation, yeah.
markings, things like that.
I'll just explain to him kind of what happened. Just say, as we retired for the night and rested, we heard a clamor come from the balcony. And I rose to find this individual scaling the side of your building and attempted to kill us. He was very clearly an assassin.
That must be the person that we were worried about in the first place.
Oh, one of many.
I say, also, I would have picked up the blade that he had as well. That's on my belt now, by the way.
On him, on his back, is a fairly ornate tattoo of a spider with a face upon the back, which leads you to believe that he was probably quite devout to the usurper queen. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of identifying features. There's some scars and cuts that you would no doubt jot down. Might be good for identifying him when talking to others, if you were trying to find out like who he was. But
I'm gonna pick Rofi up and get him to sketch the tattoo and such.
yeah,
Yeah. Put it
To
in
get
my
all
notes.
that identifying information, just so that we have it on hand.
Well, that's a big old spider. So I think we know that someone's unhappy with us. I'll say that.
Rofi nods while sketching.
Voss nods while rending poisoned flesh off of the wound in his shoulder.
Once I'm done investigating, I will actually help you with medicine, trying to extract as little excess skin as possible from your wound.
You suck the poison out.
I was tempted to make that joke. I was gonna go much further with it.
I believe you.
That's not very good.
Shit's fucked, yo. Man's about to die. Nah, he's fine.
Well, can't you heal poison, Rofi?
Not now. I've run out of equipment.
I feel that the poison has run its course. I merely.
How?
What?
Let me have a look.
Hold on. How would you be able to help him? If at all
I
possible?
do not know prayers of healing. They are occasionally gifted, but it's not exactly the specialty of my
Oh,
people.
I understand. That's
So-
checking.
Yeah, if I have some of so we have the weapon of the dude.
Yeah.
It's on my
Equipment
belt.
on him, right? Can I attempt to just make a antidote even rudimentary on the fly, even a short rest?
You could definitely make an alchemist check roll. This isn't a potion, so you don't get the straight up free identification thing of it.
Yeah.
But you can use alchemy check whenever. Yeah.
Don't. Look at me. What attribute would that be?
Ooh, intelligence.
And I get to roll with advantage
Yep.
because of my thing.
Yep.
Intelligence, you said? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Golly gee.
That's very useful.
Clear out the space on the morgue table.
So while this isn't a a poison applying dagger with like an injector, The dagger is designed to hold poison, essentially in these kind of little rivulets around the blade, which you can actually try to drag out, giving you a vial of this very potent poison that does 4d6 damage on hit. You only got the one usage of it, but that's quite useful. You also, an interesting thing about this poison opposed to most is that most poisons, it matters whether it's cut into someone, whether it's ingested, whether it's blown in their face. This appears that it would probably do a lot of harm no matter how it was given. You could splash it at someone, it would do 4d6. You could cut it with someone, it would do 4d6. You know, you could put it in someone's drink, do 4d6. It'd be quite obvious, but...
Wow, it's a lot.
You know, you got a 20.
Yeah.
I just accidentally nearly ended the stream with a hotkey. But we're better. Yeah,
Good.
we're fine.
Yeah,
So that's really cool to get the poison. What I was trying to do is create an antidote, by the way.
Oh, yes.
I'm able to do that as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Or not at all.
yeah, he's not being poisoned.
Oh, okay.
Like,
This
it's
isn't
done
an
its
ongoing
damage.
effect.
Yeah.
It's done its damage. You can create an antidote to mean that it's not going to leave a whole chunk of necrotic flesh that's going to need to be removed, which is the benefit. Instead of leaving a big old new scar for Voss, you can just have that space be another scar in the future. It also means Voss won't be as sick and stuff like that, which is all nice from a role-play perspective. This is absolutely what you would have done. I will say, though, now that you have this poison, it's entirely reasonable that you would have made another antidote in case you... I don't know. Who knows what you might need that antidote for.
Right. Cool. Yeah. And I guess I'll just hand the dagger and the poison to Rakath, because what am I going to do with this?
A self-respecting woman drow would use a poison dagger? Just use magic.
I just see the feature and get the outcome I want.
Exactly.
Awesome. Alright, so you're fine. Stop being a baby about it.
Yes, Voss, stop being a baby about it.
Honestly, you shouldn't have let yourself get stabbed in the first place.
Older Voss and just smiles.
Oh, Voss is having a lovely time this session.
I'll be sure to remember that the next time something needs to be between the end of a blade and you. I will happily get stabbed, even at the risk of being berated for such things. I can spare you from having a scar such as this somewhere upon you.
I'll give him a hug.
I'll reciprocate as best I can right now.
Ow. Do you have any bathhouses in the area?
Oh, absolutely. After a fond day of eating, drinking, and enjoying the fairer sex, it's only responsible to cleanse oneself thoroughly. Please, allow me to buy you a room after all the trouble that you've been going on.
Well, thank you very much. The reason I ask about the bathhouse as well is because this tattoo is very distinctive. And there may be others who haven't.
Speaking of tattoos, is that curse brand thing still on me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Ah, good.
I actually completely forgot about that until
I did
just
not.
now.
And I actually make a check on that, because this is the first time that I've actually seen it.
Because it was also a symbol of a spider, was it not?
It's pretty much the same symbol, but his symbol was much more ornate. But it is
Yeah.
it's the symbol of the Usurper Queen, right? His was like someone having a super freaking ornate sleeve of Jesus on the cross, right?
It's a piece of art.
It's a piece of art that's also religious.
Yeah.
You can give me, I suppose, a religion check.
Sure.
The Rakath, not you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has some kind of horrifying brand on him that definitely is magical in nature and from the Usurper Queen, which is not good.
I am going to cut that off of his flesh without asking.
Oh,
You're just gonna...
oh no.
Yep.
On mine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
We
yeah,
already
he,
tried to do this and it moves.
No,
we
you.
didn't try to. That was my.
we didn't try. It was what
That's
we
what I
thought.
thought would
That was
happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please
check
roll
medicine.
a medicine check. Yes.
I could do torturer's tools if you'd prefer, but
It depends which ones you would use.
realistically, okay. So here's the thing. Realistically, I would be using the torturer's tools to do it, but I would be doing it medically. So
Give me
I'm
a medicine check. It's still fine.
Yeah. I mean, torturer's tools are better for me, but realistically, I'd be 15.
You remove the little sliver of the shoulder of that skin's on. Quite quickly, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" The mark, because it kind of glows a bright white. It doesn't glow in such a way that it generates any light, but it's bright white on the dark skin of Mr. Voss Nor. That it immediately disappears and leaves a scar on the flesh sliver in your hand.
Do I know anything about the branding from because this is a method that's used magically to track people. I've gathered that from
you know that out of character because Yuna knows that essentially.
Okay, I'm just saying like that's what Rakath is thinking right now in terms of
this. It was clearly not a physical brand. He was not branded physically. If it was someone could do this magical, that would be quite a powerful thing. What actually happened, if they ever tell you, is it was from a little spider creature.
And I would like to add that I have been able to replicate that magic in spellcasting to a lesser and more limited extent.
Did it show up
branded the assassin?
Voss's body? Just
is Voss naked right now?
He's about to.
I mean, I can be.
I'm literally stripping Voss here. Like this is not a. This isn't.
Give me a medicine check.
I mean, that's a process because I'm wearing a full suit of armor.
We're
I can start taking off my armor.
Luckily, Hal left because stripping a man off in the morgue is not the most appropriate thing.
22 for a medicine check.
Getting naked.
Yeah, it's now on his outer left thigh, but that brand is still there. You actually kind of see it kind of apparating on his skin.
One of those things where, I'm just like taking off my armor and shit. And yeah, Voss's body is extremely scarred up, for sure. And I feel like just seeing that apparatus, I just look and then look to Rakath, and I'm like, well, I guess this was for nothing then.
It needed to
As Yuna said, it is branded to me, not specifically that spot on my body.
Right. But we don't know that until we actually test. There's a hypothesis, which you just...
I'm not just gonna cut into him.
Hal walks in.
And I'm making a potion, like, for
you making a potion, you arguing, and Voss basically naked. It's like...
Oh, I'm just straight up naked, like...
Fair.
Really trying to push me
And,
out of the room, and I'm, like, pushing him back.
Gnomes... He's a short gnome. Walks into the room. Eyes automatically fall somewhere. He covers his eyes, flushes a little bit up to the tips of his ears, but smiles quite widely at the same time. And says, "Oh, please, excuse my... I thought, well, this is the morgue, but I suppose...
It's the best
Everyone has their own tastes, I suppose. I have opened up a room in the bathhouse for you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. As I say, purely for a medical examination, I believe that this man, the deceased, as I will call him in my records, was attempting to track Voss. You can see the scar on this flesh here, and you can see I took that from Voss's shoulder.
Oh yes, it's quite well, if not identical, definitely related.
Similar. Yes. That's what I thought. So, we can assume that that is why this assassin came. But we will leave this deceased in your capable hands. I think we should enjoy the baths. Voss is already ready.
Yeah. I could use a bath. Both for
Yes,
my
I'm sure
body
you
and
could.
for my soul.
Please, this way. We'll
I'll put my robe on while we walk out
Yeah,
of here.
sensibly so. Hal does brush quite close by Voss on the way out. The smile is a little less fake than before, and will lead you kind of like you do go outside into the gardens, and then over towards where the bathhouse is, and there's steam kind of venting out of the building, and it smells of nice bath lotions and things, and into a nice open bath chamber with kind of, you know, a fungal wood walls are separated. It's exactly how you're imagining it, nice and steamy and hot.
Just like Voss.
Now he is.
Now he is.
So I will leave you to your cleaning up, and if you need anything else, please let the establishment know. I will be definitely retiring for the night after quite a lot of excitement of the day.
Before you go, did Greeter ever get that description to you?
Yes, I mean, I believe that the currently deceased individual in the morgue is most likely the person that was trying to poison you beforehand.
I concur, but it is also just good to check. So
I will recommend that some members of our guard do take a brief scout on the outskirts, but I don't believe there's going to be any more trouble tonight.
I agree, and thank you very much again for your hospitality, Hal.
By the way, how subtle is he about looking at Voss right now?
He's actually very good at keeping eye contact with you.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
How's his grin?
It's, you know, he's enjoying himself.
Okay. Good enough.
He was not subtle in that he
Yeah.
definitely enjoyed the sight, but was being polite and not ogling.
Okay, good. That's.
But in all the conversations with him, he keeps a little bit too much eye contact, right? He's one of them. And he will kind of bow, and he will step out when the conversation is done, and leave you to it.
So, is this kind of a private room in the bathroom?
Yeah, it's a private place. You got towels. You got some healing balms and salves, as well as just kind of arnica and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that up for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not trained in medicine, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just like putting stuff on. Like,
I am gonna help
I
you.
did give you a potion.
that's okay. We should save that for a more urgent matter.
It's a temporary potion, but it's more strong than anything that can typically be crafted, but it's gonna go bad in 24 hours.
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
How much
It
healing does that
automatically
do?
heals for max.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
wild.
it's 2d4 plus my intelligence plus 2, so it automatically heals for 10. You don't have to roll for it because of my alchemist ability.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely enough to, you know, with the antidote you crafted and this, the horrible clogged veins and things
I'm
from
gonna
the
splash my feet in the
poison
water.
cure up and stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna go into the water and actually relax for maybe the first time ever, but I am definitely gonna have my sword like leaned against the wall very close by, so it's like within arm's reach, but
Just
Rakath
smart.
is doing something similar, except he is like fully derobed as well. You see actually nothing because of surgeries. But anyways, he actually is sitting in there with his sword in the water because it's only going up to his waist anyways, probably.
What's in your pants, Rakath? Torture.
Um,
I'll tell
is this
Rope
like
to use the water
scritches?
itself. Like I won't.
yeah,
look at
I was about to say, if this is like big enough, Rofi's going for a swim.
It's one of those ones where well, you absolutely could swim, but because there's gnomes who work and live here and visit here, there's kind of like two parts to the bath, one for normal medium-sized people and others for small-sized people. So you can absolutely take a deep dive.
Yep, Rofi's swimming.
Swimming on your back, spitting out water.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
what a day.
I'm gonna fiddle with that dagger actually. while I'm sitting in the bath. Not with the poison in it. Poison is very separate.
Poison was removed, yes.
That was a poor choice of words.
No, I stand by what I said. I know what I said, boss. No, I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna be looking at the poison, and I'm thinking about it. You know, this poison. Tell me about it.
It can be ingested or stabbed into somebody. I don't think it can be inhaled.
It would take some effort
We would have to like.
You'd have to make it into an
evaporate it.
aerosol.
Yes, and we would have to capture that somehow.
Just
Yeah.
have like one of those
It might not be
fangs.
effective. But yeah, so ingested or stabbed.
So, do you remember how you sift certain things so that the one area stays thicker and the other becomes thin through the sifted process?
Mhm.
We had some way to use, say, suction to suck the poison up into perhaps a nozzle of some kind that then had one of those sifting mechanisms that when you use the suction, it sprays out smaller particles rather than a large particle or a long shot of the poison. We actually might be able to make, I'll call it a spray bottle of poison to make it into an aerosol.
And with that,
There you go.
I'm going to end today's session. That was it. That's the line. Can't go any further. I'm sure there will be more bathhouse shenanigans next time. But first, why don't we talk about who we are, why we are, what we're doing, etc., etc. Dungeon Dad over here in the right corner in the red shorts.
Oui, c'est moi. That's me, Dungeon Dad, also known as.
Why was that funny? That wasn't funny at all.
It's funny because we've been here for 4 hours.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like midnight for me, but I don't know what your excuse is. Anyways,
Fuck
I
you.
have a YouTube channel. You can learn all about cool monsters and all that kind of dope ass shit. It's on YouTube. I said that. It's Dungeon Dad. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to get tweeted at about stuff. That's the pitch.
Next up is Aaron.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm here on Sundays. I have a good time. You should follow all these guys on Twitter and YouTube because their content is really good. And I'll see you guys next week.
Dash.
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube. You should follow me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter under that name. Twitch if you like looter shooters and stuff. And actually now I'm doing XCOM games every my Sunday. So that'll be fun. And you should follow my Twitter because I post lots of cute animal gifs.
Nice. The only cute animal I need in my life is Will N. Graham.
Hello, cute
I
animal.
must
am
have
I?
done that one before, though, so don't give me much credit.
You know, that's all right. Yeah. So, anyways, I do things. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all under Will and Graham. YouTube stuff is actually going to be going up soon. Darkest Dungeon is going to be the first thing. Then actually, I'm going to play through Hitman and Hitman 2 all the way through the stories.
Ooh,
on YouTube.
we could play some Ghost Mode.
Play Ghost Mode, which is good fun, and we will get to that once.
It's like not a good game mode, but it is fun.
It is a lot of fun and is also terrible, but
Yeah,
it's a lot of
garbage.
So yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now. A little spoiler alert: I've actually been getting Silent Assassin so far on everything that I've done in Hitman 1, which is very cool for me because I'd never played Hitman 1 before.
Are you doing the Hitman 1 missions in Hitman 2?
No, in Hitman 1, because
Okay.
that way I am hindered by the same control issues that people were when they first came. Not because I think that that's a good idea, but rather because I forgot that I could play them through Hitman 2 and I already started
Yeah.
through Hitman 1 and now I don't want to go
I
back.
think the only major change is that you can throw the briefcase at people, which is amazing. And should be
Exactly.
done
The
at
most
every chance.
The most important control in any game is that you can throw the briefcase at people in Hitman 2. Anyways, that's mostly my stuff. I have some other cool, exciting stuff soon, but I can't talk about that stuff yet. But what I can talk about is how much of a delight Oli is. But I'll let him do the talking on that one.
Let me throw you with a briefcase of knowledge at you. The big thing is that this time tomorrow, an hour earlier than this, so at 3 a.m. my time tomorrow, I'm actually on Maggie's channel playing Warhammer Wrath and Glory. I'm guesting in her game. If you like my Warhammer stuff, Frank's running that, and he's a bigger Warhammer nerd than me. So please check that out. I'm only going to guest then and maybe a couple other times in the future, and it's a new dice system. So what a fun time! All the other stuff here. There's this show. There's a sister show on Wednesdays at 7 BST. It's all good stuff. If you support the show on Patreon, there is an extra show and sometimes more. That's constantly changing based on how much time I have, because I'm working on big stuff. I got big stuff going on. But you'll find out more about that in the future. So I'll leave you with that little meet cute. See you later.
Got him.